What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 167. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always.
Nailed it again.
2 weeks in a row,
Dude,
baby.
nice.
2 weeks in a row. I'm feeling good, Nick. We've got a lot of Zelda to look forward to. Nintendo keeps dropping little like mini micro like extra gameplay stuff that we haven't seen, which is really cool. Which I figure that's what they would do after we got like the final trailer. But all the stuff just looks insane.
It's incredible.
I'm so hyped up, man.
In addition to that, we also have a surprise release of the big DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's we did. I mean, I didn't expect this until later this year. I'm not sure what you were thinking, but
I've got my. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but I've got my suspicions on why they're doing this, but so let's I guess before we dive into what we've been playing, Nick, how was your week?
It's pretty good. Yeah. Dude, it's been raining like every weekend for the past.
Yes, man. Like it's like it'll be so like nice during the week, and then as soon as Friday hits, it's horrible.
It's like it's starting to actually piss me off.
Yeah, because dad wanted me to cut his grass, and I was gonna do it last Saturday, but then I was like, no, it's supposed to rain, so I cut my grass Friday, and then drove over to his house and cut his grass. So I was exhausted Friday. Like
I'm sure.
Like they have beautiful grass. And sorry, we're talking about grass here. I know, guys, I know, but they have beautiful grass, but it is super thick, and it is like it's actually like difficult to push.
Yeah.
A lawnmower through.
Do you have is a lawnmower like auto?
Yeah, I just use Dad's like lawnmower, and it's auto.
Auto driving.
Yeah, auto. Yeah, it automatically goes. I don't know. You just hold the little lever down, and it takes you off. But yeah, even with that, it was still like pretty difficult. So he's like, you're proud of me for cutting the grass every week now, aren't you? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. But now that I know that it's ridiculously hard to push that grass.
Yeah. Put some more respect on the name, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a run in with a wasp this week. Me and Alicia were driving back from Target or something, and we pulled into the driveway, and right when we park, a wasp out of nowhere just comes and lands on the side mirror.
Yeah.
And just like crawls behind it, almost like it already had a home there. So
okay,
because we leave my car in the driveway, so
yeah,
it's in the same spot, so maybe a wasp set up shop there. It's like shit. So
we're stuck.
So like, so I get out my side. Alicia also gets out my side because it was on the passenger side mirror.
Yeah.
And like, what do we do? Like, what do you do when a bee is in your windshield? And it was like a big wasp. Like it had some years on it.
Yeah.
It's been to the gym a few times.
I'm gonna sting you.
I'm gonna sting it real good. So I put a plastic bag over the mirror to trap it.
Yeah.
And because I guess that felt like a good idea at the time. I was like, okay, maybe it'll suffocate.
Yeah.
And then we did some more research, and everyone recommended like spraying a Pine Sol solution into a plastic bag and then wrapping it around, and the chemicals will kill it.
Okay.
So
did you guys not have like raid, like a bee, like the bee hornet raid stuff?
No.
You need to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to get it because it's they're really bad. Like ours. Now that we've covered our when we redid our like windows and like the siding and stuff, like I think they can get up in the eaves. So like I'll periodically spray like raid stuff because they're constantly right beside our like our deck door. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would recommend carrying just keep that thing on you at all times.
Keep that thing. I keep that thing on me.
Keep that thing.
Yeah, so I like one evening this weekend, I removed the first plastic bag and like sprayed a bunch of Pine Sol into another bag and put it on real quick, and then tied it off, and then waited like 24 hours. And then once it got a little bit dark the next day, like around evening time, took it off, and I was about to like just spray a bunch of water into it
Yeah.
when I saw the bee. It was dead. The dead wasp was like right outside of the mirror, almost
Yeah.
like it was trying to get out but couldn't. I was like, damn, it actually worked.
Yeah.
Pine Sol. So if anyone ever gets a bee behind their side mirror and it creates a nest, spray a bunch of Pine Sol in a bag, put it around the mirror, and just tie it off and wait like 24 hours. But yeah, I was a little panicked. I was prepared to sprint for my life if I took the bag off and the bee was like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like, I think 1 year we had like 4 or 5 nests just
Jesus.
up in our like carport and like underneath the awning and stuff. So yeah, just get that raid, because that thing can project like 30 or 40 feet. So you can
I can just snipe it.
Yeah, you can just snipe it. So that stuff like kills them like instantly. Like there's like a wasp nest or whatever. Like there's like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, you just spray it real good.
Okay,
that'll do the trick.
Right. I need to get some of that.
Yeah, I think like if you get like a local Dollar General, I think they usually got them for like 2 for $6 or $7.
Okay.
So, and you can get the extendo version.
What is that?
It's like it's like
scope on it?
Well, it's like the big can, and it's like 25% more. So
it's got a scope. It's got a muzzle on it.
Yeah,
it's got a silencer.
Just get Adam to come over there, do a 360 no scope on it. Sweet. So other than bee stuff, nothing else exciting.
No, just a bunch of yard work and shopping, and
sweet.
Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? How you doing?
Doing good. We started finally painting our deck. We're painting it we're pretty much painting it the whole thing black, like the rails and stuff. So we started that, which we're trying to get done before Kellen's birthday in 2 weeks. And because I've got the gazebo I just bought came in today. Nice. So like, me, I'm like itching to get it together, but we're gonna get it painted first, and then I'll get it up. So
yeah.
So I'll have everything ready for the birthday party. But other than that, man, just like another kind of quick week. I feel like every week is kind of quick now, but then like the weekends are also super fast too. So it's like
But that just means we're closer to Tears of the Kingdom.
We are. Yeah, we are. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Is it 2 weeks from this Friday, or is it 2 weeks from?
I think it's like 17 days or something like that, right? Like 17. I think it's day 17 now.
Okay, so we're less than 3 weeks away.
Yeah. I mean, it comes out the 12th, so we got what, 6 more days?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 18 days. Yeah. Today's 18.
Oh my god,
we're getting there, man.
That's wild.
It's creeping up.
That's so crazy.
I feel like it took forever to get here, and now that we're like here, it's just like flying by.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just cannot wait for this game.
Are you taking Friday off?
I think so. I think
so.
I'll have to see. Yeah, I think so, because Brittany's birthday is on the 10th, but I don't know. I don't think we're going out of town or anything. I think we might just do something Saturday. We'll yeah, I think I'm gonna take it off. Yeah. I'm still trying, man. Every time this freaking hot stock app, I'm still trying to get this collector's edition, but I've all but given up at this point. I'm just trying to get the
Pyra Mithra amiibo now.
Oh, see, I got that easily.
I am struggling big time.
Okay. Well, I'll add it to my list and see. And then
keep an eye out. And
because I just went like on WarioWare, like or Wario 64. He just like put it up on there, and I got it like super easily. Because I wasn't at first, but I was like, yeah. And I was like, I wasn't gonna get it first, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just get it. I like collecting shit now, so.
Yeah, I mean they look super good too.
Yeah, they do. And dude, I can't like that. Yeah, we'll talk about the other amiibos here in a second, but Yeah, I'm just
Right,
like
right.
I'm on my collector phase, man. I can't help it. Like I see stuff, Wario 64 post stuff. I want
I
it.
see it. I get it.
Yeah, I feel like Ariana Grande right now. Just
I see it. I want it.
we'll talk about Dredge here in a second, but I picked that up physical. I wanted the special edition of that. I'm
Man,
a
bad boy.
madman. I'm a madman, Nick. But yeah, let's dive into what we've been playing.
Sweet.
I finished Metroid.
What you did?
Yes, I finished Metroid Prime
Wow.
Remastered.
I was
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
I finished it, so I'm probably going to dive into Fusion at some point in the next couple of weeks because I know that's like relatively short. But yeah, I finished it up. I just grabbed a little bit of a guide and helped me out with the artifacts because I had like 6 or 7 left. I really liked it. I still think Dread is in the 2D Metroids. I think are just more of my forte, my steez.
Oh yeah.
I felt like I don't love the map. I don't love it as much
Okay.
as far as like, and obviously like a 2D map is going to be a little bit easier to like read and navigate. But I really feel like this game could have benefited from a fast travel, like either every save point is a fast travel, or maybe every save point can fast travel you to the hub world, like back to your ship or something like that. I feel like it really could have used, and granted, this is a remaster or whatever, so they're not changing anything outside of like the controls, but yeah, I felt like it really could have used it because there was a couple of times where I was getting an artifact and I ended up running past one and then went back to the hub world, and then like the guy was like, "Oh, there's another one right here."
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if anything, I wish there was a way to unlock fast travel when you're at the point of collecting those talismans. Like maybe not like throughout the game itself.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Near the end, and that's kind of hard to do because you can really collect a lot of the talismans as you go, depending on
and maybe that's my problem is I just felt like going back and getting the artifacts was a little bit of like a slog.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the pacing, like other than that, was like perfect, and then it's like, okay, now you need to go back and get all this stuff. It's pretty easily. You could still like get through the maps pretty quickly, but there's some areas where like you still have to fight all the enemies and they reappear like super quickly. So yeah, still really liked it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I don't think I used a guide. I just went off of like the descriptions of the talismans that you didn't have yet.
Yeah,
and I did a lot of backtracking and going from area to area, trying to find it with no luck.
I think I did like 70% of everything like total. So like I was pretty stacked up till I think I was missing like 3 health bars, I think, which I'm glad I had so much because that last like 2-phase boss fight was kind of BS. Kind of like I really felt like maybe not necessarily the boss fight itself was because I think I beat it in like 3 tries. But they really should have put a save point after the part where you're like climbing up the area with all the Metroids. And like, you pretty much have to fight them because if you don't, they'll knock you off. And they do that stupid move where they grab you and you have to go into morph ball form.
Yeah, that move.
So yeah, I really felt like that save point should have been right after. I mean, they should probably, obviously have one right after the Ridley fight, but have one right after that spot.
Well, they did have one right after the Ridley fight.
Well, they did, yeah. But I'm saying still have that one, but then also have another one right after that Metroid area, like or maybe just right before the fight. I feel like that would have been really fair.
Yeah, that I forgot about that part. That was really frustrating.
Yeah,
because I tried to brute force it and try to run past most of them.
I did too,
but. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard when they grab onto you and
and there's a lot. There's like a ton of them, and at that point, they're you have to use a specific gun to do it. So yeah, it was kind of a pain. And then I think it just like trying to switch between the visors and the weapons like still feels a little bit clunky. And I know there's like options you could do to change that around. So maybe I should have done that, but
I was like, you need a weapon wheel.
Yeah, just like hold like I think if you would have held L down or something and then just like it pauses the game and you pick your weapon, I think that would have been totally fine.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times where I'm trying to switch to the weapon, and on like that first phase, like he'll kind of fake you out. He'll be golden or whatever, so you can use your plasma blast or whatever it's called, plasma beam, and then he'll fake you out, and then he'll go to the ice beam, and you're like, crap, and then you gotta like, so like by the time I was finished with the game, my hands were like so cramped up just because.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember. I played the last boss in handheld.
Yeah,
and my hands were like numb.
Yeah,
because
and you don't have a like a grip, do you? Yeah. I've got the Satisfy grip, which is a really fantastic grip, but it still hurts after so long.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I thought it was really good. I'm glad I went back and finished it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you did too. Now you just need to finish Fire Emblem Engage.
You know, I almost was getting ready to play it because I popped out. I put Metroid back in this case, and then I had replaced Fire Emblem. I had Fire Emblem there. I was like, no, I want to play some Dredge.
Well, tell me some more about Dredge. How's that journey going?
It came in today, so I really played about to the point where the demo stopped. The demo
does the save data not transfer?
It doesn't, no.
Okay.
At least I don't think it does. The demo is a little bit faster. You get like the dredging mechanic a lot slower than you did in the demo. And I haven't even gone to like the island yet to get like another one of those missions that I talked about a couple weeks ago, but or last week. But it's really good. The fishing's fun. Like the atmosphere really is super. Like it's super like it's a good vibe like to it, eerie. But also like very eerie and mysterious and melancholy. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like. I know this is gonna be like one of those games where I just can just chill out and watch some TV or something and just kind of vibe out and play. So
yeah, I really enjoyed the demo.
Yeah,
that was super fun. And you can't like obviously you can't do a lot of what you can do in the full game, but I can see like where a lot of the mechanics are gonna build out, and that's really exciting.
Dude, I was playing earlier and like I went to the I think it's called the fishmonger. It's the guy you sell the fish to.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, you can now purchase crab baskets from me, and I was like, yes. I don't know why I did it, but I was like audibly was like, yes.
Oh my god.
And then you just take those and you just drop them out in the ocean, and then 2 or 3 days later you come back and collect your crabs. So yeah, just a really cool, neat fishing game with an eerie, spooky tale behind it. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I definitely want to play some more. I mean, at this point, I would just need to pick it up.
Yeah,
to play more.
I'll make you play more of the demo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to play some more of that. But I did play briefly. I played Ghostwire. I played about an hour of it. Not my cup of tea. I'm not vibing with it. I don't really like the enemy design. I don't think it's particularly spooky or scary. And then as soon as like the skill tree stuff, I was like, nope. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah,
we talked about it last week, but I'm just done with skill trees. I can't now.
It's so crazy because I used to love them. I used to love them so much, but now that every game has them, it's not really special.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week, but yeah, I can't see a percentage boost or something like that anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I feel like Ghostwire doesn't even need it.
Yeah.
Like I think it could benefit from having upgrades to your abilities.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the form of skill trees, maybe just in the form of, hey, you find an upgrade.
Yeah.
And it makes it gives you like an additional, perk to your blast, to your like whatever your what do you call it? Like a gun, like your little Naruto blast. It gives you like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I didn't really feel, it just didn't feel good to play either.
Felt kind of floaty.
Yeah, very floaty, kind of stiffish. I don't know. It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But I think Dredge does also have a skill tree too. So, or I think, well, not a skill tree. It's got like upgrades. It's upgrades. Never mind. That's different than a skill tree, I guess. But it's on a boat, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, it cut off for like a second.
1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can hear you.
Okay, you good?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're good.
cool.
We're good.
So yeah. Ghostwire. Maybe I try it again at another date, but it just didn't click with me.
Yeah, I've had a lot of Game Pass misses lately between Atomic Heart, Ghostwire. I feel like Wolong. I mean, I liked it, but just not enough to get back and finish it.
Yeah, I do want to go back and play that game. I think I got pretty far into. I got a lot farther than you did. I did like that a lot, but yeah, I think Game Pass. I don't know, man. It hasn't been hitting like it was last year.
And I can't even recall.
And I gotta play
last year, but
I gotta play Hi-Fi Rush, and finish that. But I mean, there was like Scorn was on there, which Scorn is Scorn. That wasn't great, but
it was short enough where like you could put it, like you can play it for a night.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously clicked with me enough for me to finish it.
Yeah.
And then Plague's Tale. Plague Tale was on there.
Right. Yeah. Plague's Tale.
That was probably the best Game Pass game last year, to be honest. Which it was an incredible game. So I've got no problem with Plague Tale.
Yeah, that was a big win for Game Pass to get that game.
So we'll see. I mean, they've got we don't talk about Game Pass anymore, but they've got some stuff coming up. Redfall, stuff like that. So let's not give Redfall.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, God, that's next. Jesus Christ, man.
I keep thinking it's after Zelda.
Yeah, it should be. It should be after Zelda.
it should be way after Zelda. What it should be is delayed.
Yeah, it should be in June.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Nick, you played some more Persona?
I did, yeah. So I finished the first palace.
I thought you were about to say you finished the game. I was like, you fucking madman.
No, I'm only like 10 hours in.
Okay.
I really like the dungeon system in this game. So basically, for people who haven't played the game before, you essentially have like a set number of days to complete a dungeon before, and in this case, at the beginning of the game, you have to complete the dungeon before you get expelled. And it's like, okay, you're gonna get expelled on May 3rd, whatever. You have from April 14th to 15th until then to finish the dungeon. You can do it in your own time. You can get as far as you want into it and then leave. And then you could do like a day at the school, and you can like buy more medicine. You can, build relationships with your friends, and that'll help you out in battle. Or you can try to persevere and spend each day, going through. And when you're actually in the dungeon, time doesn't pass. It only passes when you leave and return to the real world. So I knocked it out in like a few days. I, went through as much as I could at first. I ran out of healing items, essentially. Came back out, got some more, did another day at the school, and then went back in. And then maybe took like 1 or 2 more days and then got it done. And because I have so much time left between now and my expulsion, I can spend that time like building relationships with my peers and doing other things rather than having to spend my time crawling through the dungeon, essentially. So it's like a time management game in a way where you could wait until the last minute to do the dungeon. And if you do and you don't complete it in time, then you have to start over from the beginning of that period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty high risk if you wait that long, because you have to, you're going back 14 days essentially.
Do you lose progress, like your stuff?
Yeah, I think it's like your save will revert.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Day, whatever.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. I think it's just like a straight up game over.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just finished that dungeon. Have yet to see the story ramifications of what I'm doing, which is basically Inception, going into their minds and changing their heart, essentially. So I've yet to see how the rest of this kind of like story arc plays out. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, really liking the combat, really liking the party system. It's, like I said last week, super similar to Shin Megami Tensei 5. A lot of the demons in that game, like a lot of the personas in this game are, straight out of SMT5. Like it's the same characters.
That's
essentially.
cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like reoccurring characters throughout the series. But yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna finish this game because
yeah, you took on like a massive game right before Zelda.
I don't know why I did it.
Because you're a madman.
Honestly, like it's gonna be one of those things where like even if I come back to it a few months later, I think it's still gonna be fine. Like it's almost like coming back to a show. Like you recap a little bit, and then you start the next episode.
Speaking of shows, Nick, did you finish Beef?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
Does it have like a crazy ending?
It has a ridiculous ending. Oh my gosh. Well, we won't spoil anything about the show, but anybody that's watched Beef, it's incredible. I'm
nervous about how it's going to end.
It's wild. It's a wild ride toward the last 2 episodes, but
is it wild in a depressing way, or is it wild in a holy crap, I can't believe this is happening way?
Holy crap kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Glad it's not just a depressing ending.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I won't say anything else, but yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it finishes really strong. I don't think it needs another season. I think it could absolutely end where it ends, but yeah, incredible. I think is it Steven? I can't remember his last name. The two because it's 2 lead actors. Like it's a female and a male. They're both like the main character. Steven Yen, okay,
and Ali Wong.
Okay, yeah. They absolutely both deserve an Emmy for this show. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Sorry, Persona.
Oh, I had nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, super fun. And then played the Dredge demo. I don't think I've played anything else this week. I thought about picking up Advance Wars, but
I saw it at Best Buy. I was trying to find Dredge, but they didn't have it physical at Best Buy, and I saw they had like 1 copy, which my Best Buy is garbage. Like they never have anything in stock, but they had 1 copy of Advance Wars. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Not enough time.
No, but I heard good things. I heard it's a really solid.
Yeah, like, oh man, I have a voucher. Like I have a remaining
you do.
Nintendo voucher that I could use, but
Pikmin?
kind of want to use it on Pikmin.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you've been playing?
It's been about it.
All right. Well, let's
You want to switch over?
Yeah, let's go and switch over.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. All right. You've got a topic of the week this week.
I do. Yeah, with Harrison, with the anticipated release of Tears of the Kingdom, one ask, and I don't have an answer prepared myself, so I need to think of one as well.
Yeah.
But do you have any favorite memories or moments from playing Breath of the Wild? And I know it came out around the time Callum was born.
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of precedent. And that's probably a lot of association with.
And see, now that, like, I remember loving this game, but now that I'm trying to think of specific memories, it's hard to think about because, I mean, the Switch was brand new. So, like, I was constantly in between, like, handheld and trying the TV and playing, like, 1-2 Switch and other stuff. So, like, and plus, you know, dealing with a newborn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite moment. There was just, it was so much to take in at the time. Like it was, I think it perfected open world games. And it's kind of crazy because like I thought when Breath of the Wild came out and how it just nailed open world and climbing and stuff like that, where you can just climb in anything. No other games really copied that formula.
Yeah.
Not really. Like Assassin's Creed, they changed it to where you could really climb more than certain structures, from the older games. But no other game really tried to copy Breath of the Wild to that degree and nail it. And I don't know. I thought more games would, but maybe it's just too hard to try to nail that. But I just like the freedom. I like the freedom of being able to do whatever I wanted. It was a fresh breath air, or a breath of fresh air. That there was the mini map was not boggled down with like all these, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed icons and stuff. It was kind of, okay, what is that in the distance? Let me pinpoint it and go back to it either now, or maybe I can go back to it later. I really liked that. I liked just having like a clean slate. Again, there's not a million different icons pulling me in a million different directions. It's literally just, oh, I want to go over there. Hey, what's that over there? That looks like a shrine. Let's do that. Oh, that may be like a Korok puzzle. Let's do that. I think that was probably my favorite part. It was just the freedom of choice and not being. I mean, obviously there were side quests and stuff like that, but you weren't always being pulled in a direction, which some people may not like. You might want to have something that kind of babysits you and stuff like that. But this game just kind of, once you get off like the Great Plateau, you just kind of are on your own and you can do whatever you want. And I really like that about it.
Yeah, the sense of freedom.
Yeah,
right. Like the moment you walk out of the cave was just such a cool feeling. Like, not to give too much hyperbole, but like it truly felt like a game-changing game when we were playing it. And like I was playing it because my friend Lawson, he took me to Best Buy to pick it up. I was playing it like in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
I was having that first experience like just in the car, just riding home from Best Buy, and like, oh man, all those like first moments of finding a stone talus, and that was on the Great Plateau, and like being able to climb that and figuring out like, oh, if I use like a sledgehammer on its rock on its back, that is a lot more damage.
Yeah.
And like kind of like figuring out little details like that, and like setting fire to the grass gives you an updraft, and you can blow up in the air. That's good. And then getting Bravali's Gale.
Yeah.
And being able to just jump into the sky, essentially. Like that felt like another game changer. And I don't know, a lot of cool moments in this game. Like cool moments of discovery, of just finding a super small thing that is really cool. And then I think my favorite thing, and this wasn't like something that I discovered, but something that we saw that we could do through the E3 2016 demo, or through like the Treehouse demo, but shield surfing was so cool. And just like running up to the top of a mountain and shield surfing down, like that, I remember doing that a ton. Like that was so fun.
Yeah, it just had so many. It's crazy because now that we've seen Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild feels like a tech demo compared to this thing. Like it feels like this is everything that Nintendo wanted to do, but just didn't have time. And now that they've got this ready to go, we're finally getting like the culmination of all their ideas into Tears of the Kingdom. Because there was, I had posted like a clip of like we were talking about, Tears of the Kingdom, like it's gonna be game of the decade, and there's so many comments like, the game's not even out yet, bro. Like, how are you already stating that? Like, it's crazy that people are like this. Like, you're someone called me delusional for saying stuff. I was like, man, like, can we not just be like hyped up? Like, Like, what game are you excited for? Like, I'm not gonna. If you do a video, I'm not gonna go and be like, oh yeah, you're delusional because you have an opinion. Like, it's all subjective and it's all fine, right? But like, Breath of the Wild is regarded as not only the best Zelda game of all time, but one of the best games of all time, if not the best game of all time. So you take that, and from the stuff that we have not played Tears of the Kingdom. We don't know how it runs. It's probably going to run 30, whatever.
Less, yeah.
But from what we've already played with Breath of the Wild and the craziness that we've seen with the Tears, yeah, I'm pretty confident this game is going to be better than that. And if it's not, then it's not, right? But I have confidence in the Breath of the Wild team. So
I don't think we're at this point, like with what we know, I don't think it could be worse than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
unless it just like runs like, unless it just runs like horribly. That's the only thing that like could possibly worry me. Everything else looks incredible. Like, the voice acting sounds better. I mean,
the story seems really good.
The story seemed like Breath of the Wild almost kind of had like a non-existent story, really. Like, I don't really remember much. But this seems like it's going to be a really good story. And just there's underground caverns, there's the sky stuff. There's so much that we don't know, like how it works, you know. So
yeah, and I think Nintendo is really smart in that they're not showing a lot, because what's going to drive engagement, sales, all that stuff is going to be people discovering things and showing that to other people. Like, did you guys know you could do this? Like, that's what their commercial that came out today was titled. It's like, you can do this. Yeah,
YouTube, like shorts and regular YouTube videos and TikTok. It's going to be. We called this months ago, but it's going to be bananas. It's going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. All the stuff that we can.
It's like Elden Ring, you know.
Yeah,
the sense of discovery.
Yeah.
You know, finding out new things, finding out new ways to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's going to be the best part. And like, I'm really excited for my trip. That I'm leaving on like the 18th, but like, I'm going to miss out on a little bit of that because I'm not going to be able to kind of like be online at the same time. But that's going to be nice in a way, because I'm just discovering all of this for myself, and I can't really get spoiled on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
cool.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild is fantastic. And just all the freedom you have, and then added with the
new mechanics,
fusing. Yeah. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. Like, I have utmost confidence in them.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, but I did jump into Breath of the Wild again this week.
Okay, yeah, I did see it in your recently played list.
Yeah, I played a little bit, you know, rode around on the master cycle.
Yeah,
did some jumps. I
jumps.
Tried the trials again, like the trials.
They're pretty tough.
I never finished it, but yeah, I just gave that a shot and then just explored a little bit. It's fun, man. Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, we're obviously hyped. I mean, if you're not as hyped and you still think it's $70 DLC, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't think you were gonna get it to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not gonna go there. Never mind.
Don't say it. Don't make a comparison.
God of War Ragnarok was $70 DLC. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Like, it's if you want to compare and be like and be an ass about it, like, there was a lot of reused assets in that game, and a lot of the maps were the same. Like, but nobody compared it to that. It called it $70 DLC, and I don't think it is. I thought Ragnarok was incredible. So like, why is it Nintendo? Like, why do people just come after this game in particular when it's got like the chops of the previous game? And it took them 6 years. It took them 6 years to put this game out. There's no way it's just DLC.
It's not like Majora's Mask, where they're just reusing assets. And
even that game was like, was different too. Felt completely different. Yeah, you could definitely tell that they were all the same assets, like, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it took them like 2 years. Like, I think, was it like 2 years to make that game? 3 years?
Like a year.
I think it was longer than that, wasn't it?
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. I don't think we have to worry about anything. And if you don't want to pay $70 for it, then just don't, and it'll be okay.
You could buy the voucher.
Yeah, buy the voucher.
You only pay $50 for it when you think about it.
Yeah, just get the voucher.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the news. Nick, you want to read the first one?
Yes, sir. So, surprise announcement last week. Nintendo announced Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, and it's launching tomorrow, which is April 25th.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the big final story DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's gonna pretty much bring together the story of 1, 2, and 3. It has Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's got Shulk, Xenoblade Chronicles 1. They're all there for some reason. We have Matthew, which I believe is Noah and Mio's offspring, or N and M's offspring. We don't really know.
I have no idea what was going on in the trailer. I was like, this all just looks amazing, and we saw what we think is Mia again. I was like, oh my gosh, like I miss this game. Like I miss these characters.
Yeah. And then basically all the founders, all the 6 characters that you're playing as, they're probably a descendant of somebody from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, whether it's Rex and Pyra or.
And I've seen things about Riku. Like he's like apparently like
Riku's there, yeah.
Well, he's like across every I don't know what his deal is. So
he's just a standard Nopon.
Yeah, just standard Nopon. I don't know. Yeah,
so this looks amazing. It looks like it's like a full on 20-hour.
They said it's supposed to be longer, like bigger than Torna, the Golden Country.
Is about 20 hours.
Yeah, so
I still need to get play Torna actually.
Yeah, I this made me want to go back and beat 1, pick up 2, and then I'm not gonna do that first. I'm gonna get this game or get this DLC and play it. But
I forgot you had 1.
Yeah, I picked it up. Before 3 came out, and it didn't click with me. But now that I've played 3 and fell in love with it, I think I'll enjoy the battle system a little bit more than I did. I think the 3 clicked with me. The battle system did, but they're pretty close to what 1 is. But
3 is just a mix of 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's just streamlined a little bit. So I think I'll understand 1's combat system a little bit better than I did before. Plus I'll drop down probably the easy mode.
Yeah, because I think 3's battle system, you have the left side attacks and the right side attacks.
Yeah,
I think one of them is kind of reminiscent of Xenoblade 1, and then the other one is reminiscent of Xenoblade 2.
Okay.
So it's all fairly similar.
Okay.
But I would say 1 is the weakest.
Okay. Yeah, I need to play. I need to go back and beat it. The
combat is the weakest, not the stories.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'll be picking this up tomorrow and playing it. Just add it to it. Just add it to everything else.
Add it to the list. I do want to finish this one before Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
I think I can, but
yeah,
this seems pretty big. Seems like a large DLC.
Large chunk.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm curious. I know you kind of alluded to this earlier, but this is coming out way earlier than expected, which is kind of funny because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was pushed up by 2 months, which is unprecedented. So, what's your theory on why we're getting all these DLCs, the Fire Emblem? We got.
That's what I say. Fire Emblem, they knocked that stuff out super quick. They knocked. I mean, not necessarily knocked out Xenoblade, but I wasn't expecting that to be until sometime in June or July. I think we're getting a direct in June, and I think we're getting a Switch 2 announcement. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. I think that's what's going to happen. Set for a fall release.
I think you could be right.
I'm thinking that's because we don't know anything else right now from other than Pikmin, which is in July. We don't know anything else about Nintendo in the latter half of the year. So I think I don't know. I think it makes sense because there's the Pokemon thing. They're getting a graphical update in fall of this year or winter this year.
The rumored
Rumored. So I think that would fall in line with, hey, here's the next Switch or whatever. It's kind of BS, and they're gonna wait that long to do something like that. But whatever, because that game could look way better anyways without needing new hardware. But that's besides the point. So yeah, I think they're just pumping out all this stuff. I think they want to get Tears of the Kingdom out there. That'd be the big final game, of the Switch. We'll have Pikmin, but Pikmin's not going to do huge numbers. It'll probably be the best selling Pikmin, just because it's on the Switch. But yeah, I think we'll get our June Direct, and I think they'll announce the Switch, the next whatever's next.
So okay, so we have Pokemon DLC. Sorry, did you mention the Splatoon DLC? I cut out a little bit, so I didn't catch some of it.
I did not mention that. I actually completely forgot about the Splatoon stuff. Has that gotten a release date?
I think it's slated for later this year and in early 2024. So that would kind of align with what you're saying as well.
Yeah.
Or that could kind of like be the boost to Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
So like not necessarily a new game, but maybe they have kind of a new like season of content, so to speak.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yes, I mean, so between that and Pokemon, and I'm assuming some sort of flagship title announcement, either a new Mario game or Metroid Prime 4 for holiday 2023.
Yeah, because when does the Mario Blu-ray come out?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably June or July.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how long the theatrical run is.
Yeah,
but I can see this going for a while.
I mean, I can honestly see them announcing Metroid and Mario at the Direct. Just be like, hey, here's, you love the Mario movie. Here's the next installment of Mario. Odyssey 2 or whatever. And then, hey, did you love the Metroid Prime Remastered? Here's Metroid Prime 4 coming out, holiday 2023.
Do you think those two could be system sellers? I mean, I know Mario could.
Oh, I think people would absolutely play. Like if it was, I don't know if they would make it exclusive. I think it's going to be
cross.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cross gen for this year, and then they'll obviously do the same thing like Xbox and PlayStation does. But I think it's dumb not to. I mean, you have 100+ million units. That'd be crazy if they didn't do that. But yeah, I think it'll be cross. But I think hey, here's a graphical update. They'll look way better on the next thing. So
yeah, I think
I don't know. It might just be a pipe dream, but who knows, man? Who knows?
And then you have the Tears of the Kingdom DLC and the graphical upgrade.
Yeah. See, I mean, that could be huge.
That's not confirmed. I just want everyone to know that I'm not saying that that's confirmed. Yeah. I'm speculating.
Yeah, I mean, that could be huge. I mean, you put the DLC out and whenever the next Switch launches.
Yeah, you have a update to maybe push it to 60 frames. But I don't even know if know if that's possible given what Xbox is doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Before we move on from this topic real quick, what is your preferred like DLC time frame after a game comes out? Like, do you? Because I know whenever like there's like day one DLC, like it's kind of be like, oh, you get the
Founders
season pass, and here's wave 1 or whatever like Nintendo does. Like I find that to be kind of BS. Like you could just include that in the game. But what's your preferred like time to wait for like a good like a substantial DLC, like Burning Shores from Horizon, or this Xenoblade? Like a few months, a year? Is a year too long? Like what's your preferred?
I'd say like 6 months.
6 months. Yeah.
6 months to 6 to 9 months after release, I think is best.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people have moved on. Like I personally, like I I tend to move on pretty quickly from games after I finish them. Like even with a game like Fire Emblem, like I don't want to go back through it. And this is also in tandem with me not loving the way Nintendo does DLC, because
Yeah.
for all of their 4-wave DLCs, the first 3 are kind of like nothing DLCs.
Yeah.
Like, why would I jump in wave 1 and I can play as, I can have Hector from Fire Emblem when I can just wait for all the DLC to come out and play it all at once.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same for Xenoblade. Like, I wasn't interested in getting 2 additional heroes and some more challenge missions.
Yeah.
Like I was ready for the story DLC. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, when did Xenoblade come? When did that come out? Like July. Okay, so 10 months, about 9 months.
Yeah.
After release, like
that's a good time frame.
timeline.
Yeah. For like a substantial chunk of DLC, like this is like 20 plus hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. What about something like, obviously, Elden Ring? Like, is it? I mean, when they eventually release, the Erd Tree DLC, like, I mean, we'll go back to it for sure, but I mean, it'll be well over a year. I mean, it's already over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that too long?
I don't know if it's too long, because that's going to be so huge. I just hope that with the DLC, you start from nothing.
See that? Yeah. I think that.
Like
I think that's good.
Scratch.
Which I think you will. I think you will, from what I've seen, and people speculating and stuff. But yeah, that makes
that way
sense.
you don't have to be at a certain spot in the story.
Yeah. Which, like, I mean, like the Xenoblade DLC, like you're playing as completely new characters.
Yeah, and I like that, because you're pretty much just playing a new Xenoblade game.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool.
So, yeah, I think I'm on the same page. Like, I think like 6 and 9 is like the sweet spot, and then anything after it like the Resident Evil DLC was kind of hard to go back to for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was like, I loved Resident Evil 8, but going back to it, it felt like kind of like an old game almost. Like, it felt like not as good as obviously when
dated.
it felt a little dated. Yeah. So going back to that was a little bit of a challenge, but I still had a good time. But I mean, if they would have had to put that DLC out 4 or 5 months after that, that would have been fine, just fine. So, and that's why I hope with the RE4 DLC, like, they haven't announced like the Ada Wong,
like Separate Ways,
the Separate Ways DLC yet, but like I hope they don't wait until next year. I'd rather get that maybe over the summer or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I think Resident Evil 4 plays better than 8, so I feel like that's gonna be an easy game to pick back up. But yeah, I think you're right. I think about 6 and 9 is like a good sweet spot.
What's your favorite DLC?
Probably like Elder Scrolls, like Shivering Isles from Oblivion, or that, or like Knights of the Nine. Like, all that DLC was really good. But Shivering Isles was like the first like huge piece of DLC. Like, it was a whole new area. I loved that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other stuff.
I really loved Borderlands 1 Undead.
Oh, the
DLC.
Undead Nightmare, like, or not the Undead Nightmare. Well, Undead Nightmare was really good too. From the first Red Dead Redemption, that was fantastic. But yeah, I remember that we were playing out in the mountains where you got to pick up the pumpkins and all that stuff. Like, that was
Zombie
fun.
Island of Dr. Ned. Yeah,
Was-
Borderlands actually had some great DLC.
Was Cromarax DLC? Or is that part of the main game? I feel like it was DLC.
How do you spell that?
Because if that is, that's probably one of my favorites, because I remember us playing just hours of just trying to beat that damn thing.
It is DLC. It's in the secret army of General Knox.
Oh, there we go. That's one of my favorites then. I loved that DLC.
That was, oh my gosh, that was such a fun boss.
Yeah, I remember trying to like cheese it and stuff, like trying to like hide in the corners. Yeah, we played so much Borderlands 1 together.
God,
that was a fantastic game
so much.
And I did not like Borderlands 2. I think that's when I fell off. Like 2, I beat it, but it just didn't click with me as hard. And maybe because we weren't living in the same house anymore, and it just didn't feel the same. Kind of like Smash Brothers to me. Like, I didn't like, once we once like Melee was done and like Brawl came out, like it just didn't feel the same. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, were we in the same house
When Brawl was,
Borderlands?
we were.
Well, yeah, Brawl, but Borderlands.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were, weren't we?
Yeah,
Because
right,
Borderlands
that
came out
was
like 2007, right, or 08? Yeah, because I didn't move out until 2010, and when I went to college. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
I'm just reading about Chronicles.
the Halo 2 map pack, the one that was like physical that we bought
Yes.
in Florida, that was amazing. I know that's just like maps, but
it was still cool that it was like a separate.
Yeah,
a separate.
I still
disc
have that. I still have
out.
that disc.
It was $20.
Yeah.
What
So
did it
good.
have on it? I don't even remember.
It had some really good maps, man. Gosh, can't remember the names, but there were some really fun ones.
Let's see. It had Containment,
Yep.
Warlock, Sanctuary, and Turf.
Oh wow, no, it had more than that, didn't it? Was it just 5?
No, there's more.
Okay.
Because it had.
What was the one that was like a city that you not that was Halo. Yeah, that was Halo 2. God, dude, Halo 2 had some good, amazing maps. The one that had like the train that would like fly through it. Remember that one?
Terminal?
Terminal. Yeah, Terminal was so good.
That was a DLC map. Wow.
It was, yeah. It was part of that map pack.
Relic.
Yes.
That was a DLC map?
Yeah, Relic.
Gemini.
Yep.
Elongation, the one with the containers that they go across.
Dude,
That's
Halo 2. Oh my god. I need to play I need to play the Master Chief Collection now.
Yeah.
God.
Backwash, that one wasn't great.
Yeah, that was like the swampy one, right?
I cannot believe that Turf was in a DLC.
Turf was like the streets one, right?
Halo 2? Yeah.
We
played a ton on Turf.
Dude, Turf was so good. Halo 2 it had what? Coagulation.
Yeah.
What's the one with the wheel? Like the fan, the big fan?
Lockout? Oh no, not Lockout.
Zanzibar. Zanzibar, yeah, Zanzibar, Lockout. Lockout's like one of the all-time best.
Yeah. Okay, it had Ascension.
Oh, dude, Ascension was so good.
Why do I think that was Halo 3?
Well, Halo 3 it had Ascension.
Yeah.
They had DLC for it. I think it was called something different, but
Ivory Tower.
Oh,
Beaver Creek,
why does Infinite not have these maps? Like, it's no excuse. Like Rat Race. Where's Rat Race? Rat Race is so good for Halo 3.
Yeah.
I'm getting nostalgic for Halo 2. God.
Foundation.
Foundation was fantastic.
And then there was. Okay. Did you ever play one called Desolation and Tombstone? They were like additional Blastacular maps.
Yeah, that wasn't part of like that map pack thing.
Part of the map pack.
Yeah, that came out after. Oh, dude,
man,
Halo 2,
all those
man.
maps are bangers.
God. Yeah, because Gemini was the one that had like the warp things at like the top of it, and you could like stand behind him, and you'd always melee. Oh,
yeah. You just can't there.
What, dude? with the game, it just had like the level up system in it, but with nothing else in there. No grinding. No, there was no extra nonsense. Like it was just pure gameplay, and like I don't think games will ever be like that again.
No,
it just.
I don't know, man. Like the lack of kind of like the less you had, the more creative you had to be.
Yeah, and that's why I like Infinite so much. That's why I genuinely like that game. Is it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's got all the it's got the battle pass stuff, which is fine, but like it's just you and your guns and the guns you pick up.
Sorry,
and that's it.
Yeah, there's no superfluous BS to it. It's just simple in a way.
Well, I didn't know we'd go off on a Halo 2 tangent, but here we are.
Yeah, that is a top tier. That's a top tier DLC.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, the DLC. That's right. Yeah, other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff I'm not thinking about. Um, but I can't think of anything right now.
I'm just quickly looking up a list of best
Like
DLCs of all
Skyrim
time.
stuff was really good. Like the werewolf DLC and the vampire DLC was really good. Um, I know the Witcher 3's two DLCs are fantastic. I haven't played those yet, but Blood and Wine.
Shivering Isles is number 2 on this list.
What's number 1?
Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine. Okay.
Yeah, I need to play that. I need to go back and jump into Blood and Wine. Yeah,
Good stuff.
good stuff, man. Makes me really excited for tomorrow.
Yeah. So a little bit of confusion about Hi-Fi Rush's success, and kind of asked the ultimate question of, is Game Pass hurting like sales? Is it hurting Xbox in the long run? Because obviously Hi-Fi Rush came out, like, Shadow Drops. It was, so many people were playing it. It was highly regarded. But then who came out and said that it wasn't? Was it Jeff Grubb?
Mr. Jeff Grubb.
But I saw that he tweeted and kind of backtracked and said that it didn't really mean it to be that way, right?
Yeah. But everyone took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
Basically, he said that it didn't do what Microsoft wanted it to do, whether that was sales or driving Game Pass subscriptions or whatever have you, whatever metrics that they use. He's like, it wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be.
But like, I don't understand, like, if that's the mentality, like a shadow dropped game that is like a really gorgeous game and it's really fun, isn't going to drive sales. It's going to get all the people that already subscribed like really excited, and maybe word of mouth will help a little bit and say, hey, there's this really awesome game that just dropped. Let me finally subscribe to the Game Pass and see what this thing is. Like, maybe that's what they were intending, but I think like Starfield is something like that'll probably see a huge boost. Like, big AAA games are going to see a huge boost for Game Pass. So Game Pass has always confused me, because it's like how much money can it make? Is it making enough money to justify not selling the game? Because I know the game still has sales, of course, but how much sales correlates? Yeah.
Like the UK weekly sales charts came out, and Minecraft Legends, the Microsoft game or the Xbox game, only 5% of the physical copies sold were on Xbox, and like 75% were on Switch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I guess that makes sense because one, UK, like, that's a primarily PlayStation focused.
It is,
country, and then 2, like, it's on Game Pass, so why would you buy it?
Exactly.
But is that a double-edged sword? Like, no one's gonna buy anything on Xbox, especially if it's multi-platform, because you'd either just wait for it to come to Game Pass, or you would just buy it on your preferred console.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it's making money.
Yeah, I would love to see like something come out from Xbox. Like, I know back in the day, like, everyone kind of moaned whenever the big 3 would have like their sales charts and like how well this stuff did, like at their presentations before they announced stuff. Like, I kind of miss that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would, if Game Pass fails in the long run, like, I would love to see like a book to come out of it or something showing, like, and I know a lot of these developers like will sign like a,
NDA.
NDA and stuff like that, so they can't talk about it. But I don't know. It's always kind of confused me a little bit of how they make money off of it. I know like subscriptions, a game costs $60. If you get them in $15 a month, you get them in for 4 or 5 months. Like, that pays for the game, and now you've got them continuously paying. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it can outweigh selling 10+ million copies of Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Versus having 20 million people sign up for $1 a month and then cancel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was pretty high on Game Pass back in 2020. When they had their their integration with EA, and really just had like a lot of good stuff coming to Game Pass. But at this point, like I haven't been playing a ton from Game Pass. I've been trying a lot of games.
Yeah.
But haven't really finished a ton. And even games like Persona 5, like that's on Game Pass, but I chose to buy it on the Switch because I prefer to play portably.
Yeah.
So like you even have those circumstances where like I guess I don't know what it's going to be for.
Yeah, and I don't think that we would be even have this conversation if they actually had first party games like big ones coming out. Like we've got our Forza, we got our Halo, and that's it. Like this conversation, like maybe in 2 years from now, will be completely different, and we'll praise Game Pass again because they've finally, all these studios that they've acquired, and all this big talk they had and all these huge AAA games, like we'll finally see the culmination of all this hard work that Phil Spencer's been doing in the team. But
for now, it feels like smoke and mirror.
It does. And then with the Redfall stuff, like being only 30 frames per second, we talked about that last week, but it feels bad. Like it just, they just can't get a win. And while Hi-Fi Rush was a good game, we need like that big thing. And we don't know how Redfall is. Like I certainly will try it and see how it reviews, but like Starfield's the biggest thing, and that's something that you guys acquired. Yeah, but, we still don't know if that's going to be delayed or not. It absolutely could, and it could absolutely run like dog crap when it launches because it's a Bethesda game. That's what they kind of do. So
yeah, and I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of all the Xbox marketing team, like Aaron Greenberg, coming on Twitter and saying like, oh, like please, like just be patient. Like this next year is going to be the biggest year for Xbox.
We've been patient for like 3 years.
Yeah, like that's been said for the past 3 years, and there's ultimately not much to show for it aside from Halo Infinite and a few other titles like Forza 5.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
But like, what are all these studios? What are all these studios doing?
Yeah, like where's the Valve?
Honestly.
Where's
where is any game from your 2020 presentation?
I was so high on that 2020 presentation, and
it was good.
Yeah, and we've gotten like nothing since.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I almost feel like they cursed Silksong by showing it in their presentation. Now I feel like it's definitely never going to come out.
What, in last year's presentation?
Yeah.
When was last year? Was that in June?
It was June.
Okay, so we've got like what, 3 months? 2 months?
2 months.
Before they lied to us?
Really?
Yeah, a month.
You want to switch over?
Yeah, let's switch over and then we'll wrap up. All right.
2 months until Silksong.
Yeah. I was hoping it. Well, I'm glad it didn't get Shadow Drop, because now that we got the news of like the Xenoblade, like I'm that would have been way too much on my plate. I think I would have just got so much anxiety of stuff to play. But yeah, I want to play that game, and like I just don't see Silksong dropping after Zelda. I think it's going to be a little bit after, like way after, like maybe a few months after. But different games, different audience, more or less. But yeah, it's going to be a big game nonetheless. So I don't know.
I hope it lives up.
I think it will.
Really do. There's so much hype riding on Silksong.
It's crazy. I feel for the team. I really do. Next story, Dead Island 2, which I forgot came out, to be honest. It's reviewed pretty well, but like it just kind of like shadow dropped on me in like my mind, because like I just forgot that it was coming out. So it sold 1 million copies in what, 3 days, 2 days?
Yeah.
Which is great. This was the game that was literally announced 10 years ago, had that really cool trailer. And it's just been in development hell ever since. And yeah, from what we've seen, it looks like it's a really good Dead Island game. Like I know like the gore is like crazy, like all the like the body the dysmorphia is like crazy. I think I'm done with zombie games for a long time. Like that style of zombie games. Like I I skipped out on Dead Island or Dying Light. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not into zombies too much anymore.
I think if it was like a third person zombie game, I might be a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, first person, like I feel like that only goes so far with zombie games.
And I know it's not necessarily an open world game, right? It's like more of like an open zone, like Dead Island 1 was.
Like open zone. Yeah, which I think will lend it well.
Yeah.
Like I think that's better for it than having it completely open world.
But I mean, I've heard good things, but I'll probably just pass up on it. And then you want to read the last story, Nick?
Yeah. Today, I don't know if this was directly from Guerrilla, but Horizon 3 was essentially confirmed to be in development, which isn't super surprising. Like, the first 2 games did really well, and it seems like that the Burning Shores DLC is also doing well. And I saw the final boss of that DLC. I don't know if you've seen it circulating on Twitter.
No.
It looks insane.
Oh, is that like that huge like creature or whatever? Yeah, I did see that on Twitter.
Like that.
I forgot it was Horizon.
They are doing a really good job over on that team of taking advantage of the PS5 hardware, because no shot that thing could run on the PS4.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody was saying. Is like, there's no way this DLC runs on the PS4.
Yeah,
which is so great. It feels good for something to finally feel next gen, if you will. We're in the current gen, but it's feeling next gen. So, it feels good. We figured it would be PlayStation that would do it. I think Spider-Man's going to feel that way too when that comes out. I can't wait to see what that game looks like. And then what else is coming on PlayStation? Oh no, I'm thinking of Hellblade. Hellblade is going to look it just looks incredible. But who knows? That game could be like 2 years away at this point.
Probably.
And then I thought about something and then I immediately forgot about it. Oh, I think there's going to be some announcement or something for Armored Core soon. I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, kind of circulating around, right?
Yeah, that we're going to get like an announcement or release date or something.
For September or August.
Yeah. Which is, I've never played an Armored Core game, but we're super high on FromSoft. Like they can't seem to miss. So I'm excited.
I will play any game that they put out.
That trailer just looked incredible. So I mean, we'll see what that turns out to be. But
I think news is imminent.
Yeah, I think so.
On that game. That's pretty hype.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. We'll definitely next week. We'll definitely be. Yeah, I'll be talking about more Dredge. We'll definitely be talking about Xenoblade. Yes. Talking about probably more Zelda hype. I don't know, man. Whatever they just keep posting like little snippets and stuff like that. So yeah, just lots to look forward to. I feel like it's gonna be a good time.
I feel like every day there's a new Zelda video analysis.
Yeah.
Whatever for me to watch.
Yeah.
Whether it's Player Essence or someone else doing some sort of Zelda analysis. Have you watched Zeltic?
I did. I watched like a 55-minute analysis like yesterday. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Which I didn't even mean to. I was watching something else and I was like on my phone and then it turned into Zeltic and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even think of any of this stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap up the show this week. We appreciate everyone that's been listening and stuff like that. If you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, that would be fantastic. That would much help. That would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And leave us whatever you want, like a 1-star review. Absolutely. If you don't like us because we talk about news 45 minutes into the episode, that's totally fine. We get it. Someone recently commented about that.
There's a feature on Apple Podcasts where you can select exactly where you want to go in the podcast.
Yeah, we have chapter markers.
Yeah.
So if you want to skip our banter at the beginning, Or
that.
if you hate Zelda because it's a $70 DLC, you can skip that talk. Yeah, you could skip. Yeah, whatever, man. You can listen to whatever part you want to. It's a good time. So yeah, Nick, where can they follow us on our social stuff?
Social stuff. Twitter, you can follow us at gaming WT Bros. We're the ones with the blue check mark. So
yeah, we paid for it. We paid for it. Just kidding.
No, Elon just he wanted us to have it.
I get why people are mad about Twitter and like the blue thing track mark, because like it's a verification status, right? Like you don't want someone to impersonate you, but I think people are losing their minds a little bit too much about it.
Well, it's just funny because it keeps going back and forth. People lose it, and then some people get it back, but they didn't pay for it. It's like I think it's more just curiosity of what's going on. Like, okay, is it only people that are above 1 million followers that get the blue check mark regardless of whether or not they paid for it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is Elon personally paying for LeBron James's blue check mark? I mean, we just don't know.
He might be.
You know? And then people are like, I definitely didn't pay for this. Blah blah blah. Like, whatever, man.
I don't care if he did it.
I'm not gonna make fun of you. Like that was the whole thing. Like I'm definitely not paying for this. And then people are like, oh, I still got my blue check mark. And then some people are changing their name. Like my name is so and so. I did not pay for. Like y'all are doing too much. This is just too. It's too much. I hate Twitter.
But if you want to follow us on there, Gaming WT Bros.
Yeah.
We're also not on Twitter. You follow us on TikTok, Instagram at Gaming with the Bros Cast.
Yeah, we'll be doing tons of Zelda stuff when that launches, so be prepared.
Yes, get your phones ready.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious to know what's your favorite Zelda Breath of the Wild memory? Shoot us an email.
Yeah.
At gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com and let us know what your favorite memory is, whether it's something that happened while you were playing the game, something that happened within the game, or just the time in your life that you were at when you were playing Breath of the Wild. Let us know.
Yeah. It's good times. Good times. Launch of the Switch.
That was an epic time.
It really was. Like I immediately got home and like didn't even put it on the TV. I was just playing in a handheld next to my wife and just had all the amiibos. I bought all the amiibos and I was just clicking them together and I was like, So
I kissed my wife that week. The first time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Some would say from the inspiration of Zelda.
Yeah.
So
brought you guys together. Power of the Switch.
Power of the Switch.
1-2 switch.
There's two Joy-Cons for a reason.
There is. All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys next week with just more nonsense.
More nonsense.
Bye-bye.
Scheduled nonsense.
Scheduled nonsense.